All right, welcome. Okay, so we're going to be talking about doing a really cool event called SpOIL You. So it's definitely going to be a play on words because it's spoil, and obviously the oil is part of the spoil, right? So, a lot of times we have friends that are maybe interested in trying oils, but they're afraid to dive all in. And so I like to do an event. I usually do it once or twice a year. I don't do it super often, where I basically give everybody a chance to try some doTERRA products. In exchange, they do come to an event that we call SpOIL Me. So Lindsay is going to go over the logistics of all of it and show you how it works. But we are planning on doing one in the month of May, which I'm super excited about. Sorry, it was really quiet in here for the entire time that I was in here. Let me move real quick. So basically what it is you are giving your friends some samples of some specific products, and we're going to go over it, show you exactly what those products are. And then in exchange, they're going to attend a Facebook event that Lindsay is going to show you. And then once they go to those, they'll learn more about the oils. And a lot of people end up signing up because they're excited about what they learn. So Lindsay, I'm going to make you the host. So can you share your content now, or do you need to be the host? Do you know?
It says you've disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay. All right, you're the host, Lindsay, so you should be able to share your screen now.
Great. Maybe my video will work too. Who knows?
Well, it's a beautiful video of you.
Oh, thank you. A beautiful picture, you mean? That's because it's a million years old. Okay.
I love it so much.
Just click share. Is that all I do?
Oh,
okay.
Yep. We're going to see your screen here.
Okay, awesome. So what you're seeing is the back end of a Facebook group. Now, let me kind of rewind a little bit. Have any of you ever participated in one of Jen's oil camps, or sent anybody that you've enrolled to one of her oil camps? If you haven't, it's a free thing that is available to you, and it goes through the education of like the top 10 oils. So you're welcome to do that. So just keep in mind that this is kind of set up a little bit like oil camp. So I will have a group that's called SpOIL You May 2021, and I will send everybody the link to that. And you are free to add people to that group. So once you add somebody to that group, you're going to want to make sure that they get samples. Now, what are they getting samples of? Peppermint and wild orange, lavender, balance, deep blue, and toothpaste. So hopefully they have the deep blue and the toothpaste samples. I actually didn't check that, Jen. Do you know?
I think they do. I think they do right now.
I know that I've been getting deep blue samples like crazy in my orders, like my monthly orders.
Yeah, that's why I think they have. That's why I think they have them.
Okay, awesome. So don't get overwhelmed. If you're watching right now, don't get overwhelmed, because I have all of these graphics and an outline of what to do in a Google folder, which I'll click on over here, and look at this. It's just exactly what to post and when and in what order. But like Jen said, we are going to post everything for you in May. So all you have to do is find people, and I would suggest doing that on social media or reaching out to neighbors or people who have had questions, getting them these samples way ahead of when the group starts. And then if you notice this one from last year, we called it an all natural sample box. So all natural remedies for mood brightening, sunburn, bug bites, calming anxious feelings, toothpaste, soothing joint and muscle pain. And of course, we know that that is everything that these beautiful oils right here do. Okay, so before the education starts on Monday, so these days right here are day 1 is Monday, day 2, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right here. So we'll talk about these oils in order. So the weekend before we start talking about these oils, we will talk to them about what is an essential oil? Where do they come from? How do I use them? Why in the world would I use them? So we will educate about that. We'll do all of that for you, and you can just pop in the comments. You can tag your people, you can ask questions and interact, but the content will literally be exactly the same as what you feel here, what you see here. And I tried to make it like a really like chatty, fun kind of thing, instead of just straight information content. So hopefully the people you're inviting will appreciate that. So all of this is kind of background information. Here's a picture that I took of the samples that I sent out. And these were just some fancy top things that I've found on Amazon. But you can, and Jen talked about this in previous, what are these things called? Mentoring calls.
The trainings, yeah.
Yes, she talked about this in previous ones when she goes into what tools and resources do I need to start the company or start my own business. And she shared a link to super cheap sample bottles. So I actually just put a link on her website for those sample bottles. If you are interested, just let me know. Okay, so this is kind of the official welcome the night before it all starts. We ask them to interact, give a thumbs up. I tell them what we're going to go through, what oils we're going to go through, and which order we're going to go through it in. And we are, again, educating about why we use essential oils and where they come from and why doTERRA is an awesome business. It basically is like the natural solutions handout, just in like a Facebook class form. And they also have their samples to look at, if that makes sense. So here's, again, an example of some of the content. I always like to see the content that is going to be in a group before I add my people to it. Because, your people are special to you, right? Like you're protective of them. So I promise you that everything in here is great. And of course, at the end of the camp, Jen pops on and does a couple of videos, shows you how to use them. It'll probably be me or Jen.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to find some hysterical memes to put in here too. I love this one. Just kind of tongue in cheek for people who are like, I don't know, you oil weirdos. Okay. So I know that this looks like a nightmare, right? But if you click on it, all you need to do is they just click through all of these things. They use this little arrow to toggle through, and it just is like a little mini class all about Deep Blue. And then they have their Deep Blue sample, and it tells them some other products. I mean, just real basic stuff, but very helpful, I think, in helping people understand why you chose these samples and why they're in the group. Okay. Any questions about any of this? Again, you don't have to post any of this unless you want to run this on your own. So, and you can totally run this on your own if you want to. If you're like, I don't like having other people in there, I don't like having Jen do the videos, I'd rather them see me, which I totally get. You can use right here, there's a Google folder called SpOIL You event, and it has everything you would need. Every single graphic is in here. Even the memes, even the stupid memes. And invitations, I should probably show you this. There's logos here, there's the Facebook header. There's blank slides without any content. If you wanted to add your own content, if you're like, actually, I really like XYZ. I really like Deep Blue because of XYZ, and it isn't anything that we have in there. So hopefully this is a resource to you. Okay, here is one of the advertising things that I put on my social media. It's fit for an Instagram story. And obviously you'd need to just change the date. And you can do that actually in Instagram. You can just do a white box and just type right over it if you want. Anyway, I've found like lifelong oil users through doing this. And it's kind of fun to advertise it as a all natural sample box, because we all know that sample boxes are the thing right now, right? They have them for clothing and for natural snacks and for, I don't know, beauty products and fit products and whatever. So we might as well make our own for oils. There's a bunch of different advertising options in here for you. Here's another one. So you just want to make sure that they are willing to participate in the group. And that would be, I know Jen is big on vetting people before you give anybody a sample, and just making sure that, one, they're not working with anybody else. Two, they don't already have an account. If they already have a doTERRA account, then you're just preaching to the choir, right? Unless they've been inactive and you want to try to reactivate them. Is that accurate?
Well, one thing to add is I don't mind if they attend the event, if they already have an account, because they might learn some new information. I'm just not going to give them samples if they already have an account. For me to actually give them something, they need to be somebody that's eligible for an account and, interested in learning about the oils.
Okay, so in typical Jen Oldham fashion, she always has a raffle at the end of any of these events that she does. And if you did the challenges and you participated in the group, we just ask yes or no, did you do that? And if you did yes, if you vote yes on this, then you're entered into a drawing. And she usually gives away a diffuser. So this is where we announce the winners. Anyway, and then we make sure that we point everybody back to you. So we say, if you have any questions, please reach out to the person that invited you to the group. If you are interested in getting some like bigger bottles of these oils that you liked and fell in love with, reach out to the person that invited you to the group, so that the enrollment always goes back to you. I know some people are worried about that. Well, if I'm in like a multiple leader group, then who gets the enrollment? But we always shoot that back to you. It doesn't go to us. It doesn't go to Jen. It goes to you. So does anybody have any questions about this? I know I feel like I just verbally vomited all over you, but.
Looks good.
All right, Jen.
Perfect. So we're going to start doing this. We're going to do one in May. And so what I would do now is just start finding people that you want to give samples to. And it can be people that, that may have been interested, but didn't want to start because they didn't have a sample or whatever. So this might be a really good way just to get some of those people interested. Let me see if I can claim the host. I'm the host now. Okay. Hopefully this just toggled who was recording it. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. And I just want you guys to just make a list of people that you would want to share samples with, and then order your samples. These are very inexpensive. I was going to say expensive and I meant to say inexpensive. So this is a super inexpensive way to get some new customers. And it's a fun way for them. And you can tell them, like, this is a low pressure event. Nobody's going to make you order at the end. Like if you, and one thing I like to tell people is, listen, there is no pressure for you to order. If you want to just come and learn more about oils, that's great. And if you, but if you want to buy something, I'm more than happy to show you how to do it. So low pressure, super fun way to get some new customers. And we will do all the work for you, including giving out the prizes. So super excited about that. So that's all I have on my end. Does anybody else have any questions?
I actually have a question.
Sure.
And this is something, I know that I have done this with you and for you for years, but here's something that I would just love your feedback on. So there are two sides of me on this to getting people in this group. One is like the super greedy side, right? That I'm like, I want all the people in the group. I want to send all the people, packages or whatever. And I think like 2 years ago, I priced it all out, and with like a bubble mailer and postage and everything like that, it's like $8 or $9 a package, right? If I'm sending them all over the states.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if I have a budget to do like 10 and I want to get 10 of these out, or even if I'm like, all right, I want to focus on 4 people. So I'm going to set aside $40 in my budget. This is, I'm going to focus on these 4 people. But what if I have like 12 people that are like, oh, I actually want to do it? Do I try to create some like urgency and be like, I only have 4 spots available, and once they're filled, we'll have to wait till next time? Or do we just say that and then really send it to 12 people? I don't know. What's your advice there?
I definitely like to create hype, but I also am going to let anybody in that really wants it. Like, I have no problem. Like, if they really are interested, I would rather have 12 interested people. And, if 3 people order, the $60 that I get from the fast start money, if they each do a kit that's 100 PB, it pays for itself for the samples. So I definitely would allow everybody in. I do like to create the urgency and say I have 10 kits to give away, or 10 natural. But then if it ends up that you give out more, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Jen, do you know when in May it's going to start?
I have not picked the date yet, but it will be mid-May. And we'll let you know as soon as we nail that down. But you'll have time. What I would do is start ordering your samples now. So you need to make sure you have wild orange, peppermint, lavender, and then deep blue samples and the toothpaste samples. Perfect. Any other questions? No questions. Perfect. Well, you guys keep your eyes peeled on the Launch Your Business group for the information on when we're going to start and what you need exactly, because we'll keep posting info for you. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out, because we are always happy to help answer any questions. And thank you, Lindsay, for being on this morning. I really appreciate it.
You betcha.
All right. I'll talk to you guys all later.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a great